Merry Twilight Zone Christmas, everyone. It is now Christmas of 1985, and this is the Christmas episode of the Twilight Zone. And it contains 3 segments. It is Night of the Meek, followed by But Can She Type, and finally The Star. So we start with Night of the Meek, which is of course a remake of the older episode, and this one starts Richard Mulligan as the Santa, and from Soap, for instance, he's a fantastic actor, greatly underappreciated, I feel. William Atherton plays the Mr. Dundee store owner. We've seen him as Peck in Ghostbusters. There's a matte painting. They needed to expand the back lot where they shot the street scene. So they have a matte painting in the back. And it has a Christmas star in it. You can see it sort of shining in the background. It's very sort of distinct. It's almost out of place. He goes through his tribulations. And then there are some carolers outside his house. And I wonder, is he the only one that lives in that entire department, that entire building complex? Because he's the only one that they seem to be responding to before he goes out to take out the trash. When he finds the toys in the bag, though, that's when we get the voice of Richard Mulligan. And he has a most fantastic way of managing his voice. And it sounds like this.
Kids, I have presents for you. Kids.
Just great. I love it to bits. One of the kids that gets toys is Benji Gregory, who starred in Alf. Which is kind of cool to see him here. Children actors are in short supply in Hollywood, I guess. This remake lacks the line about drinking and weeping, which I remember talking about in the original one, which is a bit of a shame, but that's just how they made it. Then we get to But Can She Type, which is not really a Christmas episode, but they shoehorned a Christmas thing into it. And it's about the power of secretaries, and it stars Pamela Dauber, who was in Mork and Mindy with Robin Williams. And she has to do copies on this copy machine, and it doesn't have any text. It's just icons, and she's just kind of pressing buttons to see what happens. And comes into this alternate reality where secretaries are like the coolest thing ever. And you get this comedic turn when she mentions at a party that she is indeed a secretary. Ooh. It's pretty nice. I like the way that they handle that. Jonathan Frakes turns up. Of course, we know him as Riker from Star Trek The Next Generation, and he's falling all over himself being near something as exclusive as a secretary. And the sort of last line here that she delivers to her friend, in case I never see you again, I'm going to make a copy. Sort of leaving the hint behind that, this is what you can do too. Of course she couldn't because the machine's been carted away, but still. Finally, we get to The Star, which is a story by Arthur C. Clarke, and it stars Fritz Weaver, who was in The Creepshow and X-Files and stuff. And there's not a lot to tell about this. They've built some lovely sets, and they're carting out these artifacts that someone in the art department made for them, and it looks really nice. And the only sort of production bit is the end shot where they have a still shot of a model, which they just blow up and move closer or move across the screen, and it makes it shudder and shake, because they didn't have a model shot of an actual model passing the camera, which would have forced it to grow and stuff. So that doesn't look too good. In the story, The Star, there's no conversations in that. It's just this priest who reflects on the fact that they found other civilizations dead and buried, but why would something as fulfilled as this one be destroyed? How can that reflect the mercy of God? The part of the doctor who says that, well, they lived their life, it's fine, that's not in the story at all. it just sort of lands on the fact that it's a cruel, uncaring universe, and that the light of this exploding star was the Star of Bethlehem. Merry Christmas to everyone. It's still better than the Misfortune Cookie, which we're getting to next week, along with a host of other scary things. And I look forward to seeing you then. Take care now.